Have you ever experienced a time when you felt extremely tired, burnt out, worn out mentally, physically, maybe emotionally, but you felt very guilty about taking a day off? Well, if that's the case, then this video is for you. So we haven't met yet. My name is Bri. Welcome to the channel. I am a big sales and business development enthusiast, as well as also a lover of personal growth and self-development. So that's the majority of what my content is here on this channel. Worked with numerous teams, managed many folks, reps that are ranging anywhere between zero experience to 2, 3, 4 decades worth of experience in sales. And what I found is I do truly love and I'm very passionate about educating people to help improve their overall results. And because of that, welcome again to the channel, because I'm excited to kind of share a tip or two that you might take away to either help you within your individual workflow, or if this is a manager, maybe you're bringing this back over to your team. Either way, I'm happy to be a part of that journey. This is actually a hot topic. You might be thinking, Bri, why are we talking about PTO? It's a little bit of a faux pas when it comes to the sales culture, the traditional sales culture, the traditional team no sleep type of culture. And I truly believe I've actually experienced both sides of the coin. I've experienced for over 7-8 years literally taking 0 days off. I recall back when I was running my own business, I would feel guilty about taking 1 day off. Research actually shows that people that work more than 40, 50 plus hours are actually creating diminishing returns. What that means is that you might feel great about putting in 70, 80, 90-hour work weeks, but that is going to come at a cost. And actually, the return on investment after you exceed 40 or 50 hours is actually going to be worth less than you taking a day or two off to rest, rejuvenate, and come back stronger afterwards. And that being said, I love that I work at a company that one of the bigger perks is unlimited PTO. One of my least favorite things that I know I like to joke around sometimes, but I've experienced this too. I feel actually really guilty when people feel bad about asking for time off. It's a perk. Utilize it is kind of my 2 cents there. One of my favorite books called Peak Performance talks about how the perfect formula, the secret to success is stress plus rest equals success. Stress, like an appropriate amount of stress, pressure, things that you've got on the line. Perhaps you carry a quota and that's why you're watching this. Stress is actually a good thing. It can be a good thing. Stress, but plus rest, high performers sometimes forget, is the importance of rest. Shutting things off by the end of the day, not having to really obsess over work is extremely important. If you do this correctly, it really does spike people's overall productivity. So speaking from my POV, work-life integration has been one of my favorite ways to live. It's taking a little bit of a spin on work-life balance. When I hear of work-life balance, sometimes it can feel very much like they live 2 completely different lanes when it comes to your day-to-day. And sure, for some people, they do really truly feel like work-life balance, meaning I clock in and then I clock out, and then that's where my work day ends and that's where my personal life begins. That's what they need. And that's cool. Like if that's you, phenomenal. Like have that type of balance in your life, because that's what I'm striving to communicate, is the importance of just balance. Jeff Bazos actually in an interview talked about that. He said, I don't believe in this clock in, clock out, you're done thinking about work, you're only thinking about personal life and so forth, because if you like what you do, then by default you're going to want to talk to your friends and family about it. And it's a beautiful way to live, to just be very blessed to enjoy what you do. So what I mean by work-life integration, I mean literally being able to take breathers, take breaks, take days off where if you're feeling stressed or burnt out, don't worry and don't think about work. But what I've noticed is in diving into a company that I really do love, when I'm on vacation, I still think about work in a good way. Like I'm excited to see how my reps are doing, how reports are going. I'm that weird person that does bring their laptop to vacation because I'm like, okay, I might need it for something or might want to work on something, right? It's okay to be excited about what you're building, especially in sales. Like you truly are in control of your own destiny, which is why people love sales. You can make a lot more money. Don't be afraid of taking a day off. Like I remember one of my top reps, she went on a trip. I think it was to Mexico. And I think she was a little bit nervous about, oh my gosh, like, is it gonna stop my momentum? She pretty much took like a full week off basically, and she still crushed quota. It was one of her biggest months of this entire year. So if you plan it out accordingly, like I said, you come back more rejuvenated, more excited about diving in head first. The same can be said about some other reps that I recall over the last 6 months, 7 months have vulnerably texted me and said, hey, I really need a mental health day. Like, I'm really feeling burnt out. And I'm like, absolutely approved. Take your day off, man. Come back rejuvenated. I do think that people do come back 10 times more productive, more efficient when they do take a step back if they need it. I've got 2 pieces of advice that I can tell you has really changed my life and my view of PTO. So I hope this helps. Number 1, plan out what I like to call anchor points. I'm a planner, so like I've pretty much already planned out majority of next year and what that's going to consist of, relating to like personal goals and things that I want to achieve. Not everyone's like me. As a matter of fact, when I told this to some of my friends, they became severely like overwhelmed. They were like, oh my gosh, I can't even think about planning out 3 months in advance, let alone 12 months. I was like, yeah, I've kind of already accidentally, intentionally planned out the next 10 years. It's okay. It's not to say that you're planning out your whole freaking life and it has to stay in that direction. It can easily be fluid and change if needed. Some people just like direction. That's me. I digress. What I did want to call out though is the fact that when you plan things out proactively, you have what I like to call anchor points. So anchor points, in my opinion, are things that you can look forward to as like key milestones throughout your entire quarter or throughout your year. So for example, let's say that you only have 15 or 20 PTO days. What if you took 1 PTO day per month where it turned into a 3-day weekend for you? If you already have a Monday off because of a holiday of some sort, boom, you got 4 days off back to back there, and you're only using 1 of your PTO days. But what if you took 1 day off per month where you were able to go and travel to visit family? Maybe your family's out of state. Or maybe you took a day off just to breathe and go up to the mountains or go watch a movie or go hang out with friends or catch up on some cool relaxing activities that you've maybe put on the back burner for a little bit. Whatever your day off is, but maybe that could be something that might excite you. And again, this is for folks that are excited about maybe perhaps planning things out in advance and not feeling guilty about it. And that's just something cool to look forward to, because now you've got added motivation and inspiration to really kick butt leading into that anchor point, because you know, oh my gosh, I'm about to earn my day off if I really crush it and you know, get to my number. Plan it out accordingly, because then you can work your business days that you are going to be working around that day off that you've planned out already proactively over the next month, couple months, over the next couple quarters. And then my last piece of advice when it comes to planning out time off to rejuvenate and get back on track, mentally speaking, is to work your tail off. My biggest thing is, if you're watching this video, maybe you've felt some sort of anxiety or guilt around taking time off, and maybe you've really needed it. But if that's the case, once you plan it out, now it's time to say, okay, cool, I'm going to give myself this day off on this random Friday, mid-month maybe, or end of month. But now it means I'm really going to kick it into gear and hit the ground running and make this happen. Maybe that's the little bit of motivation that you needed to really see, like, okay, there's a fun adventure ahead of me. If it, you know, as long as I hit my target and I hit my goal, maybe it's something that you can use as like a reward system for yourself. If you got a tip or two from this video, per usual, go ahead and like, subscribe to the channel for some more business development tips. I will catch you next time.